guys, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Feli for those who are new here, and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be making this beautiful one shoulder top, and for this top you can decide to make it with a sleeve or you can decide to make it without a sleeve. It's totally up to you. Today's video we are going to make it without the sleeve, but if you want to see one with the sleeve, just let me know down below and I'll make that tutorial for you guys. But anyway, let's get into the video and I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be making a one shoulder top. And I'm going to be using these things you can see on my little space over here. So today's yarn we're going to be using Robin, which is also 100% acrylic, and this is the yarn. This is the ball of yarn that we're going to be using, two of them. And then you're going to need a hook. So this is a 3.5mm hook. You're also going to need a stitch marker, and you are going to need some scissors, obviously. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I already made one side of the top. We're just going to make another one exactly like this one. It does stretch, actually has a very nice stretch to it. We're going to make another piece exactly like this one, and then I'm going to show you guys how to like attach and do everything. So to get started, yeah, I can find my yarn. Okay, here you go. So to get started, we are going to start with a slip knot. Okay, it's very kind of hard to do. There you go. So I am going to chain up 38. I don't know whether you can see that. So I'm going to chain 38. Okay, so we have our 38 chain over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the third one, which is our 36th stitch. So you're going to go in there with a single crochet, which is the third. Okay, it's the third stitch from your hook. So we are only going to be working on 36 stitches. So that is 1. Sorry, you can see this clearly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we are going to be working on 10 stitches with a single crochet, and then you're going to take your stitch marker and you are going to put it on that 10th stitch over there. And then for the rest of your project, you're going to use a half double crochet. So half double crochet, you wrap your yarn around your hook, you go into the next stitch, wrap your yarn around your hook, come out of it, you have 3, and then wrap your yarn around your hook and go through all 3 stitches like that. So just continue doing that all the way until you get to the end of this chain. So continue working until you get here, and then I'll see you guys. Okay, now that we are almost to the end, we have 2 remaining. and then make the last one. Now we are going to the next row. You are going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to start increasing because we want it to go like this. So we are going to start increasing, that's why we're chaining 3. So you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to stitch to make a double. You're going to make a half double crochet on the third stitch that you made, the first one that you made. This is the last one, second last, the first one that you made since we're chaining 3. So you're going to skip the 2 and make a double crochet, half double crochet, sorry, make a half double crochet in the third one. So that is going to be an increase. And then now you're just going to continue working on your half double crochets all the way until you get to the stitch marker. Oh, sorry. Like that. Like that. So continue your half double crochets until you get to the stitch marker, and then I'll see you guys then. Okay, so now when you get to where the stitch marker is, just remove it, and then you're going to go in with a single crochet, and we are working on the back loop of our project, so this side. Make a single crochet and then return your stitch marker, and then continue making single crochets. And by there I stitched out my hook for this beautiful hook that I got from Asona Yarns on Instagram. Make sure you get that last stitch, which is kind of hard to do, but just make sure you get it. Like that. And then you're going to chain 1, turn your work around, continue working single crochet until you get to this point, and then continue working half double crochets all the way until to this point, and then I'll show you guys what to do after this point. Okay, so we are almost to the end, so just make the remaining half double crochets. Oh, sorry, there you go. So just continue making the remaining half double crochets until you get to the last one. The last one is the one we increased, so just make sure you get that one too, like that. And then you're going to chain 3, 2 and 3. And then you're going to turn your work around, skip the 2 and go into the third one, 1, 2 into the third one with a half double crochet, and then continue working a half double crochet and a single crochet all the way. There you go. So that is an increase. So we increased on this one, we increased on this one. By increase, we're chaining 3 and then going into our third stitch, which we increased with a double crochet. So that is going to be an increase, and we are trying to work this way upwards. So just continue doing that, continue making half double crochets until you get to your stitch marker. Once you get to your stitch marker, make a single crochet, make single crochets all the way to the end, chain one, turn, make single crochets until you get to the stitch marker, half double crochets all the way until you get to the one that you increased, and then chain up 3, and then go to the third stitch from your hook and make a double crochet, and that is going to be our increase. So we are going to continue increasing our top this way. So I'm going to do a couple of rows. I'm going to tell you how many rows I'm going to do, but you continue making your rows like that, increasing on every row until you can put it against yourself and it fits. So yeah, let's continue, and I will see you guys once I have enough rows for myself. Okay guys, so I made this other side. I have this one. I hope you can see that well. Let me tilt and just a little bit like that. So I have this one and I have this one. This one is the one we were making. So this is how it looks like, and I made 21 rows, so that means there are 42 because they have double crochets. Okay, I made 42 rows, but when you're counting, I'm only counting these bridges over here, so they're 21, so that means they're 42. So the next part we're going to do is we're going to make this part in a straight line. Now instead of increasing, we've been increasing, so now we're going to make it in a straight line like this one. So we increased until this point, and then we made this part over here where it's straight line. So that's what we're going to do to this other piece. We're just going to be repeating basically what we have been doing, but now instead of increasing, we're just going to end it at that point instead of increasing. But let me show you. Okay, so we're just going to be doing the same thing, single crochets until you get to the stitch marker. And then once you get to the stitch marker, just remove the stitch marker, place a single crochet there, and then return your stitch marker like that, and then just continue working half double crochets all the way until you get to the top. Okay, so just continue working your half double crochets until you get to this point, and then I'll meet you guys when I'm here. Okay, I'm back. I'm almost to the end. And then now when you get to the last stitch, just insert it on top instead of the back loops like that. Then you're just going to chain 2, turn your work around. So as you can see, we did not increase anywhere, and then just continue from the last stitch you made. Just continue making half double crochets until you get to where the stitch marker is. So when you get to where the stitch marker is, again, just do like we've been doing before. Remove it, make a single crochet right there, and then return your stitch marker because you're still not yet done. And then continue working single crochets. There you go. So when you get to the end, now we have the two pieces equal. They are the same. They're the same pieces, the same exact pieces, the front and the back. So what we're going to do is now we're going to make the underarm part. This one you're going to require to like put this against yourself and see where your arm goes to, so that you can work on the rest. So if your arm comes from this side, from here to here, now we're only going to work on this part. So I need you to try it on and see and make sure you put the stitch marker. So I'm going to try mine off camera, and then I'm going to place the stitch marker under my armpit, or where the arm will go through. I hope you get what I'm trying to say, where the arm will go through. So I'm going to put my stitch marker there, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to work on the underarm part. Okay, so I have my two pieces and I've already placed my stitch markers on where my underarm will go through. So I tried it on and mine went all the way to 32 stitches from here. So I counted 32 stitches and then I placed the other stitch marker. So I tried on this one, and then this one I marked here. So I counted the stitches up to here and they were 32. So I placed the other one at the 32nd stitch. Okay, so that they can both be equal. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this last piece we worked on. So you're just going to continue with the same process, but now you're not going to be going all the way up to this point. We're just going to be working up to this stitch marker. Okay, so basically the same thing that we have been doing. Wait a minute. Chain one, turn your work around, then just continue with single crochets. And then when you get to the stitch marker, like we've been doing, and then just place your single crochet right there, and then return the stitch marker, and then I'll continue with half double crochets. Shut. When you get to that stitch marker, just remove it and place your last half double crochet there, like that. So this is what you're going to be doing, and then you're just going to chain 2, turn your work around, and then repeat what you've done all the way to the end. So you're just going to place 2 more of these so that they can be 3, and then we're going to be working on this other piece, and you're going to be doing the exact same thing. So you're just going to chain to just make single crochets, double crochets up to this point for 3 rows. Okay, so just do 3 rows on this side and 3 rows on this side, and then I'll see you guys once I'm done with that. Okay, so I am done making the underarm part, this part that I told you to make 3 rows of it. So I have this and this on this other side. So what we are going to do, if you have a needle. If you don't, you can just use the hook that you're using, or even a smaller hook like a 2mm hook or something, or 2.5mm hook. Since we're using a 3.5, you can use a 2mm crochet hook, but since I have this one, I'm going to use this one. So you're just going to leave a tail on one side, and then you're going to cut it out. You're going to cut it out at some point, and then you're just going to insert your yarn like that, and then now we are going to stitch these two together. There you go. So what you're going to do is just stitch them together. So I'm just going to take one side. I hope you can see this. I'm just going to take one side of the top, insert it into one of the stitches, and then insert it into the other stitch on the other side, and then pull through. And then insert it. So we are inserting on the, what is it called? Let me put it this way, on the back loop and back loop of this other side, okay? So just the back loop only, and then the back loop of the other side. Okay, so I'm done with this side. This is how it looks. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do the same thing on this other side. We're going to join them together. So just do the same thing on this other side, and then I'll meet you guys to show you what to do with this top part. So yeah, let me see you guys after I'm done joining this part together. Okay, so now that you're done attaching, we are going to work on this part, the top part of your shoulder. Okay, the part that lays on top of your shoulder, sorry. So you're just going to take an extra yarn that you have. So you're going to be using this one. Let me just take one. Like that, and then we are going to just stitch this together. It's just basically that. It's very simple. So just take, stitch them together. Leave a tail over here. There you go. It's basically that simple. So just make sure you secure that part, the last part, so that it doesn't come undone. There we go. Now you're just going to hide this yarn. And then you're going to cut that part out. And then this tail that we left, you're just going to secure it. And cut that part out. And there you go. So your top is done. So this is what you should have at the end of it. If you're bigger, you just make sure you add more rows. I made a size medium, but if you're large, you can just add more rows. If you're small, you can just reduce the rows, okay? But basically it's the same thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you loved recreating this top. And if you do, don't forget to tag me on my Instagram page at acrylic crochet. And yeah, that's it from me today. I'll see you guys next week with another video. So take care of yourself, enjoy, and have a lovely day. Bye.